Hi everyone, Athena here. In this episode, I am going to be talking about astrology and understanding your sun sign, your moon sign, and your ascendant sign. In the description, I will add in a link for the website that I use to calculate natal charts, and this will give you an understanding of your natal chart and all aspects of that. But specifically in this episode, we are going to look at your sun, your rising, and your moon in greater depth to understand those main aspects of your chart. So now that you've calculated your sun, your rising, and your moon sign, we can look at those in more depth. To understand your sun sign, which often you've probably heard referred to as your star sign, in magazines and newspapers and that sort of thing, when you read horoscopes, this is solely what your horoscope is based on, which is probably not very accurate because there are a lot of aspects of your chart that are unique to you and make you who you are. So it's really important to understand not only your sun, but your rising and your moon. Your sun sign refers to the location of the sun at the time you were born, and it is a dominant ruler of your chart. So there are other aspects that do make you who you are, but your sun sign is the overall ruler of your chart. So for example, I'm an Aries sun, so the quality of Aries will be very dominant in my chart and in my personality. While your sun sign is your dominant or boss sign, it is one facet of the many aspects that make you who you are and your unique natal chart. So when we talk about our rising or ascendant sign, these terms can be used interchangeably. While we talk about our rising and ascendant sign, which those terms can be used interchangeably, we are talking about where the sun was rising at the time of your birth. Now, to be able to calculate your rising sign, you do need the exact time of your birth. So it's probably a good time to call your mom if you're not sure and just ask, what time you were born. Your ascendant is based on your exact time of birth and the exact location, because that is very dependent on where the sun will be rising at the time of your birth. If your mum can't remember, there are astrologers that can actually give you that information. However, it's not so important. It's more essentially just to be able to calculate your rising sign, which when we talk about our rising or ascendant, that is an aspect of you that you put out to the world. So your rising or ascendant sign is the mask that you put on when you go out into the general public. It's how others would describe you when they met you, and it is essentially the mask that you wear for the rest of the world. So not vitally important to, that just got really loud then, not vitally important to calculate your rising or ascendant sign, as it's more of a mask, but it's good information to have because you just are able to understand more how you present yourself to the world. But if you don't have your birth time, it's not a big deal, and we can move on and calculate the rest of your chart. The only aspect of your chart that is dependent on your birth time is your rising sign. So when you've calculated your natal chart, you will also have a moon sign, which is in reference to the location of the moon at the time of your birth. So this will be very specific to you as well. So when I talk about the location of the sun or the location of the moon, it's actually in regards to in which zodiac sign it is placed in. So dependent on, through the day, through the months, through the year, obviously our constellation is moving and circulating and dependent on, the placements of the moon, the planets in the particular signs of the zodiac at the time of your birth, essentially. That is why your natal chart is unique to you, because it is at the time of your birth, the placement of the planets, the moon, and the sun. So when we talk about your moon sign, we're actually talking about the inner you. So this is a part of you that probably only really close friends, family, people that you let into your inner world and into your inner emotions would really see. Our moon sign really rules our emotions and that inner sort of shadow side of ourselves. So it's really great to get an insight to, your sun and your moon and even your rising, because I know for myself, when I was first sort of starting to get into astrology, I would read, horoscopes and stuff and just think that's ridiculous. That doesn't really relate to me at all. Or read about Aries. And while I do have a lot of qualities of an Aries, I didn't resonate with a lot of it, and that's because I wasn't aware of my rising sign, my moon sign, and also other aspects of my chart as well. So when I did actually finally calculate my natal chart, it was like shining a light on my whole personality and why I reacted or responded or interacted in certain ways. And it really just helped to provide a little bit more insight and self-awareness to myself and my personality. Really great to have a look at your natal chart. Just for your own personal awareness when, navigating your life. So when I did actually calculate my natal chart, I was able to understand why, even though I'm an Aries, which is traditionally, Aries are very energetic and passionate and positive and usually generally really happy, I was quite moody and quite emotional and, very sensitive, and felt that my emotions were really powerful and overwhelming sometimes. And when I actually calculated my natal chart, I learned that I'm a Scorpio moon, which Scorpio is a very intense sign, and emotions run deep. That actually was able to provide a lot more insight to me and bring awareness to that, and also help just understand me more. And it wasn't like a mystery. I was able to understand my different moods and emotions, and also how to traverse that in a more positive and constructive way. So there are many other aspects of your natal chart that make up who you are, your personality, and that reflect in different areas of your life, such as your Venus sign, which reflects your romantic relationships and how you are in relationships, and your Mercury, which reflects your communication and how you interact with others. There are many other aspects of your chart which do make up who you are. Your sun, moon, and rising are just 3 of those parts. I will be doing more episodes in regards to understanding different aspects of your chart and obviously astrology in more depth. But this is just a little initial introductory episode into astrology if you're just starting out or you want to learn more about it. But so we'd love to share more of that with you and just to give you a deeper, more in-depth understanding of who you are and why you are the way you are. Like, why am I like this? Because I think it's really important to, look at astrology or tarot, any other mediums in the spiritual world, and look at them as tools for self-awareness and personal development. Astrology is not going to fix your life, and it definitely doesn't rule your life. I definitely feel that we are creators of our own reality, and we are very much in control of our lives, but it does shine a light on aspects of you and just brings more awareness to who you are, to help deal with aspects of your personality in a more constructive way. Thank you so much for watching this episode for a little introduction into astrology. As I said, I will be doing some more in-depth episodes about astrology to understand other aspects of your chart, but it's really great to chat about the basics of astrology today, and I will see you in the next episode.